Space. It is above us, and may well be the final frontier. As humanity continues to grow, the Earth may one day not be big enough for us. Humanity venturing forth into space was something always considered by the UN on Earth. In the late 21st century, the United Nations started growing very powerful and influential over all the nations of the Earth. They managed to establish colonies in other parts of the solar system to critical success, mainly Mars and Luna, the moon. This success in the growing problems with heavy pollution on the Earth has allowed nations to relinquish control to the UN, creating a one-world government. The Luna colony and Earth are joined at the hip, but Mars being further out there and a bigger struggle to maintain has emboldened the colonists there to demand for independence from the Earth government. Like any similar situation, independence is never given. It is always fought for, but this situation, Mars had something the Earth wanted, so they made a trade. The secrets of the Epstein drive, which allows for continued thrust achieving the velocities necessary to colonize further in the solar system, mainly the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. Hence, the birth of the Mars Congressional Republic has allowed Earth to have a new rival in the solar system, while trying very hard to keep them from having any sort of tactical advantage over Earth. More colonies were founded on the belt, at Eros and Ceres, and some were founded on the moons of Jupiter, like Ganymede, Io, and Europa, and even some far out there along Saturn, like Titan and Titania. As time went on, Earth and Mars had a cordial, neutral relationship officially while competing for resources in the belt. This has led to much oppression in the outer colonies, stripping the people bare of the resources for the benefit of Earth and Mars, and imposing authoritarian mandates to turn over food, water, and even air. This has led to the formation of a third entity, the Outer Planetary Alliance, or the OPA, if you will, a loose association of colonies that want to break from Earth and Mars, that were deemed terrorists by the latter. This is the setting of the hard science fiction series based on the James S. A. Corey source material, The Expanse. Without giving too much away, this series follows a multitude of different storylines, including that of Miller, a detective on Ceres station in the asteroid belt, investigating a missing daughter of a businessman with interests all over the solar system, while in the midst of upheaval and potential uprising from belters who are sick of their treatment from Earth and Mars. Another is the crew of a ship called the Rocinante, who get caught up in a conspiracy involving a derelict ship and a blue substance that could be very destructive if it is not in a controlled environment. The four-person crew consists of Alex, a veteran from Mars, estranged from his family, who is making his way in the solar system as a ship's pilot. Amos, a ship's mechanic from Earth, who doesn't talk about his past, and is okay with resorting to violence when the situation calls for it. The strong man of the group. Naomi Nagata, a woman from the belt who also does not talk about her past, but has unique science and engineering skills that has helped her and helped her crewmates survive difficult circumstances in space. And lastly but not least, the captain, James Holden from Montana, who was a child of 8 people, a genetic collective of sorts, that becomes commander of the Rocinante after their previous jobs as ice haulers was cut short due to their previous ship, the Canterbury, being destroyed by an unknown enemy. Could this be the OPA? Could it be Mars? Or the UN? Or perhaps it's a third party with malicious intent? The last character we follow on the UN side of things is Christian Aversurala, an undersecretary of the UN who interrogates and tortures an OPA operative in possession of contraband stealth technology. Do all these storylines connect and pay off at the end? I will say yes, but the story is ongoing as we are about to go into the final season premiering on Amazon this week. The reason I recommend this series is because the series is one of the best written of late, especially of the late 2010s, and the evolution of the science fiction TV show in my opinion. The showrunner, Naren Shankar, who also wrote several Star Trek The Next Generation episodes, is adapting the series relatively well, and the authors of the source material are on hand to help with story elements. The show is serialization done right, covers multiple characters and multiple locations in the solar system with world-building galore in this living, breathing new universe to build off on. Between the many characters, factions, and moving elements driving the story forward with a mystery box element done right, in my opinion, has allowed me to develop great investment in the story and characters. This series is pretty solid for the most part, with the odd exception of the second half of the last season due to one of the actors getting fired for bad behavior. If you like stuff like 2001: A Space Odyssey, or even the Gundam franchise, character-driven stories, world-building, compelling heroes and villains, and high stakes, The Expanse may be the show for you. Behold the prologue of this show. In the 24th century, humans have colonized the solar system. The UN controls Earth. Mars is an independent military power. The inner planets depend on the resources of the asteroid belt. Belters live and work in space. In the belt, air and water are more precious than gold. For decades, tensions have been rising. Earth, Mars, and the belt are now on the brink of war. All it will take is a single spark. Will this spark be of human design? Or is it something greater, perhaps an existential threat from outside the solar system, that blue stuff I was talking about earlier? Well, watch The Expanse on Amazon to find out. Thank you for watching this Layman's Guide to The Expanse. The next series I want to introduce will be Cobra Kai shortly before its release around New Year's Eve. Please smash the like button, hit the bell for notifications, and leave a comment on what your thoughts of The Expanse are, and if you would recommend it to normies who may be on the fence. Take care, and may the wings of Nerdporios carry you to happiness.